Yo, 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 what is up, guys? Just filming a quick one before... Just going to film a quick one before I jump on some weekly client meetings with some of the elite business guys. I've just been out training this morning. Had a very nice morning, actually. Catching up, training with one of my elite fitness tier 3 clients, which is my high performance tier 3 program. He lives out in Bali. He's an ecom, 24-year-old as well, same age as me. Doing very well, and he's working with me obviously on the fitness side, taking him through the full recomposition, shredding the body fat, building muscle, building the man he respects. Like I always say, you should build the man that you would configure on a computer if you were doing everything. You were designing the abs, the body fat, the shoulders, the legs, everything, the face structure. You can go after all of it. So we're working with him on that, but huge. Doing a lot of mindset work and just changing the way in which he sees everything and challenging it on a deep level. Just really challenging everything. Because you got to remember, guys, like everybody has a cognitive bias to stand up for everything in which they think. But you've got to be real with yourself, guys. Like, does that thought serve you? Has that got you the results so far? So you have to be, if you're not where you are right now, you have to be willing to completely drop everything and stop standing the fuck up for it and just expose yourself to people who have the results you want and just learn to adopt their mindset and start building your paradigm around that. But that's one thing I want to talk to you guys about today. Not too much his specific mindset work we're doing and his story and everything we've discussed there. It's something I'll talk about in other videos for sure, but today I really just wanted to talk about the importance of links into it. The importance of overcoming ignorance. Like for me, that's the purpose of life. If you want to become successful, your main focus is just how can I overcome ignorance? Because look, in fact, guys, hold on. Let me get this up on my phone. I saw it in my camera roll earlier when I was posting a story. Like, look at this. You see this guy with those little fucking milk tits? This fucking loser in the pub thinking he's a fucking cool guy, thinking he fucking knows everything like a fucking prick. See this guy working in the fucking factory thinking he already knows how to do everything, yet that's his reality. That was me, guys. That was me 5-6 years ago. The big shift for me there was overcoming ignorance. End of the day, guys, I mean, maybe if you're born into a billionaire family, and it's not the money, this is what people mistake. The people that are born into billionaire families, most of them, they become wealthy, not just because they're handed the money, but because from birth, they've got the right mindset and the right paradigm to go and succeed. You know, like at the end of the day, if you give a fucking broke person that's not worked for it and not built the wisdom along the way and played the long game, if you give them money, they'll be broke again. And they'll be absolutely eternally broken inside. So it's the paradigm, it's the mindset, it's the internal wealth and abundance you need to create on the outside and still feel good. So the purpose is overcome ignorance, because at the end of the day, apart from if you're one of those guys, which is, you know, less than 0.001%, we're all born, and no offense to our parents, no offense to where we live, we're all born idiots, right? We're all born retards, really. Or we're definitely programmed into through our childhood. I think we're all born with everything we need from a spirituality standpoint. We're gifted with our conscience, which is like the authentic voice of God. We've got inside of us the path, not the knowledge, but the path and the belief in what actions to take. You know, like, do we relocate here? Do we listen to that person? Like, your conscience is going to tell you that. I always say the day you listen to your heart, not your mind, is the day you'll become a very successful person. Follow your conscience, right? Your mind's programmed. So we need to work on reprogramming the mind for the subconscious, which will allow you to take action, but follow your heart and then tie those up. But like I said, through our childhood, right? Unless your parents have the exact reality you want, so unless you, let's say you're working towards being in the best shape, elite health, elite mindset, complete life of freedom, really high quality partner, really good family, ability to travel on demand, X in the bank account, complete abundant minds, everything, right? If your parents have that, well, you know, that's great. But I know mine didn't, and that's nothing against them. They were very successful people in terms of like, I think everyone's like just who they are, and there's nothing wrong with it. But it's like, if your conscience is telling you something more aligned with what I just said, well, we're all retards to that if we don't have it, right? So we really need to realize that, like, okay, we're all an idiot. You see these pictures of me, guys, that I was just showing you, right? All idiots. The problem is, guys, 99.9% of people decide and choose and make a conscious choice, well, maybe subconscious, you're choosing to stay an idiot, right? You know, like when you look at guys like me and you look at other guys who have done the same thing and they just live complete abundant lifestyles, you know, nothing's about money, it's all about serving, but off the back of that you end up doing it. You're just giving. You're following your purpose, you're listening to your conscience, you're just giving with no expectation. You're living on a much higher frequency. You're operating from something much greater than yourself. When you're doing that, creates a completely different life. But I had to make a choice one day to listen to my conscience and all of the steps my conscience told me to do, to just apply them with 100% trust, 100% faith, and to no longer be an idiot. So I could actually create what success is internally. And then off the back of it, the public would see a level of what they deem as success, but success is internal, it's not external. You know, if the material, if that's all you've got, that owns you. Whereas your success should always come from inside. Everything comes from inside. But guys, I just want to prompt you that, like, if you're not where you want to be, it's a choice. Everything is a choice. There is nothing in life which is a choice. I was actually running my client through an example today. He said, like, in certain situations, he would be anxious. So I was telling him a little story about, like, dating. One thing a lot of lads struggle with, and I get messages in the DMs on Instagram or from clients, is like with women, right? And let's say, like, at the end of the day, guys, everything just is. This top just is. I am just I am. I am just atoms. I am just things, right? My office here, like, this just is, right? Everything just is. That palm tree just is. Things just are. Yet different people or the same person in different phases of life will see everything through a different lens. So the example that I was saying to my client, well, imagine, like, people, let's say if you're anxious and you're like, there's like, let's say you're a 25-year-old guy and you broke and you're working in your 9 to 5 and something you don't like doing, you feel down and you're in not good shape, low confidence, and you see some 27-year-old Italian supermodel in the gym next to you. Well, she just is, right? But you see it through your lens, you see it through your paradigm. So therefore, that might, in a certain guy, in this guy I just used as an example, is hypothetical, may look at her and be anxious. I can't speak to her, she's da-da-da-da-da, right? But remember, she just is. She's just a human being with feelings and emotions, you know, and she's just a woman. That's it, right? She may be beautiful, but that's it. Whereas I challenged him and said, look, imagine if you were a 25-year-old guy who was in great shape. You built yourself up into an absolute G. You've got a complete life of freedom. You've got an abundance of money. You've got so much wisdom from taking so much action, failing so many times, learning from it. And you could just do whatever you want when you want. She just is, remember. But yet, she's now not the same. She looks very different. She's now extremely approachable because she's just a little girl. I can get hundreds of her, right? So I challenge you that everything is a choice. You are choosing to see something that way. You are choosing to see that woman that way when you could just say, I could see her through a different lens. And I always challenge people The lens of you with every level of result you're working towards in life, operate and see things through the world with the lens as if you have that now. When you're driving your car to the gym, drive your car to the gym and see the streets as if you'd already accomplished everything you want in yourself and in your business and in your life. The streets look fucking different, but remember, they just are. It's the lens. But you are making a choice to see it through your lens, guys. You are making a choice to live in fear. You are making a choice to live with no abundance. You are making a choice to have doubt in your ability. It's all a choice. You can just change it. Success is intrinsic. And when you become and when you change your internal, and this is a lot easier when you're exposed to guys who have this and force it and challenge you on every single thought and word you say, you'll begin to reprogram your internal state, which over time then when compounded will completely change your external state, because you've been operating from a different vibration, from a different frequency. Like I say, guys, water and steam, it's not that water turns into steam after 3 hours. It will never turn into steam unless it changes its vibration. But if we just go bang, change your vibration now, it changes into steam. Nothing else is happening to it, no chemical reaction. It's just vibrating differently. And that's exactly the same. When you then start being in the present intrinsically of the version of you with results, well, then you'll start to get new thoughts which have the answers. You'll start to hear your conscience much more clear. And you will have the path to everywhere you want to go. You don't try anymore. You just have. If you try to sleep, you can't sleep. When you're asleep, you're not trying to sleep. You just are asleep. So you need to just be asleep intrinsically. When you have a girlfriend, you're not trying to get a girlfriend. You're just acting as if you have a girlfriend. You just put 2 plates out. You just make both sides of the bed. So I challenge you to overcome ignorance and realize that you are making a choice to see the world through the lens you are. And that's exactly why you are where you are. It's all your fault. It weren't your fault that you got put in that scenario, but it's your fault that you're there right now, and you have 100% accountability to get yourself out. And there are people that have already gone through this, because it's not about textbooks. It's not about ChatGPT. It's not about Google. It's about getting in the room. And I was saying this again. My tier 3 guy mentioned this to me earlier. He was like, hence the reason he's investing in me. He's a wise guy. He does well. He invests in all areas of his life, his business, his fitness and mindset with me, all areas, right? But it's the fact that it's your life purpose to overcome ignorance, and all you want to do is just keep finding and exposing yourself and getting in the rooms and in proximity to people who have not just learnt but done, and now can basically understand every feeling you're feeling, whether it's in the diet phase, whether it's with your mindset, whether it's with your business, and it's a thing. They can just then share with you the internal, like they can just help you realize that what you're feeling is this is what you need to feel, this is the lens, this is the shift you need to make, because you'll think you know everything, but you only know what you know. And to get hindsight's the most powerful thing, guys. It's the most powerful thing. So that's what I challenge you guys to go away with and work on today. I'm going to have to shoot right now because I've got to jump on a call. But I'll see you in the next video, guys. A pleasure. Love as always. Go get it, guys. Remember, it's already done, guys. It's already written. Move boldly. Walk in faith. It's already done. Let's go.